What are you laughing at?
No, go on.
Hi, this is Kev T, and welcome to the second part of our series of vlogs that we're doing charting Max's journey to hopefully complete the Ironman Les Sables d'Olonne in the Vendée in France on the Sunday the 22nd of June. And in this part two, we're just going to have a little chat with Max, who's sat across the table from me, and find a little bit about how Max got into triathlon and the journey he's been on to date. So, Max, do you want to just give us a bit of a flavour of how you got into triathlon? Because it probably was 2 or 3 years ago, wasn't it, when you sort of started doing? How did that start?
A flavour. So it was probably longer than 2 or 3 years ago, I reckon. It happened. I never actually thought about doing triathlon, but I think it was after COVID or during COVID. Obviously, did a lot of running as everyone was doing, and obviously I used to cycle a bit with my dad. Nothing like serious. We used to go sort of like round Ardside with him and a couple of his mates, and then I was always a decent swimmer.
Yeah,
back in the day.
Yeah. So you'd done the swimming.
Yeah.
So you could swim, you did a bit of running, and I sort of suggested, why don't you try triathlon?
Yeah. I never really thought about it.
No.
But then I just thought, yeah, why not? Give it a shot. So there's one at Cape and Ray. It was like on a Wednesday. Was it a Friday? Might have been a Friday.
Yeah, so this was the City of Lancaster Triathlon Club, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Colts,
which you
Colts, which you eventually joined, didn't you? So you went down. It was a mini triathlon, was it? So what was the event?
It was a sprint triathlon, and like it was organised by the Colts, I believe. I think they do it like in summer, kind of like a summer series. It was just like getting into triathlon.
Yeah.
Didn't have a wetsuit, so had to reach out on the Colt Facebook page. That's why like these like triathlon groups are really good.
Yeah.
Someone very kindly lent me a wetsuit. Never done open water swimming before.
Yeah.
Didn't really have any expectations. Just went with it. It was only sprint, so it's like 500 metre swim, 20k bike, I think.
Yeah.
Might get these wrong, and then just a 5k run.
Yeah.
And
how did you find that? Because I remember I was down there supporting you. You came out of the water, didn't you? And you went to sort of change in, put your bike gear on.
Never transitioned. Came out the water and honestly like felt like I was drunk. I couldn't stand up.
Yeah.
I remember like getting out of the water, and I think I was like first out the water because I'm a decent swimmer. Well, I'm alright at swimming. I'm not like amazing, but compared to sort of who was there, it was just like getting into triathlon. But came out and obviously never done transition before, and I remember taking my wetsuit off and I couldn't stand up. I had to sit down.
Right.
I had to sit down to put my shoes on, and I remember having like jelly legs trying to get going.
Yeah. So what in hindsight then, on reflection, why did that happen? What did that turn out to be?
Honestly, I don't actually know. I think it's just getting used to being on. I wouldn't know. Obviously, the proper triathletes will probably be able to tell you, but I presume it's something because you're obviously level. And then going up to getting running, like it's just not normal.
It's not where your blood is in relation.
Potentially,
on your body.
Like that's obviously probably the science behind it, but I'm not sure. Like it was just how I felt. So I think just practicing. Anyone who wants to get in, it's not normal at the start. It's hard to get used to, but you get used to it.
And you did and then the run turned out. It was a 5k run. Turned out to be. You assumed it was all on the road, but it actually wasn't, was it? So what happened there?
I don't know. It was so long ago, but it was. You went on the road and there was like a mud path, like a canal path. So I just didn't really have the right trainers or so for it, but it was alright. It was just getting into it.
I think the takeaway from that, which you probably picked up for moving forward, in the future, was to do prep work on the course. At least understand what the courses are about.
Yeah, but I mean, ultimately, it's only a little getting into triathlon thing, innit? It doesn't really matter too much.
So you got the bug. You got the bug then.
Yeah, I'd say so. I did pretty well. Like I think I came third. So obviously, if you do like that, and you've not really done any sort of training. That's when I got the bug. And obviously, it was COVID, so I thought might as well try something new.
So you did. I think you did a couple of half Ironman. Did you?
No, I did. So then I signed up for the Lakesman, which was obviously the half Ironman, and then before that, I did a couple. I did one. It's called like Epic Man or something.
Right.
That was like a Olympic distance. So you do double a sprint basically.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
That was in the lakes, and again went pretty well. I think I was out of the swim on the bike first, but then I went the wrong way on the bike because I was out, so I didn't even know where I was going. I didn't know the difference between standard and full distance at the time.
Yeah.
So when the marshals were telling me which way to go, didn't know which distance I was doing, so I just went the wrong way. And then that was like a 10k run after.
Yeah.
But again, that's just getting used to the transitions, like practice and practice and practice.
Absolutely,
It's really good. And then did the half lake swim that year. That was the only one I did. That's when we went to up in, is it Kendal?
Yeah.
That went well. To be fair, really enjoyed that.
So it's sort of going well. So then you decided, okay, well let's maybe look at doing a full Ironman.
Yeah.
So we were looking for an event that was ideally flat. And we settled on Klagenfurt in Austria, the Austrian Ironman in Klagenfurt.
Good.
Because it was a step up and the distances that are involved, we decided to get you needed a proper training plan for that, didn't you? So how did that come about?
Yeah, so obviously we kind of wanted it to be, so when you pick a race, just like pick it on basically how long you want to be training for, when you can do your block. I kind of knew from doing the half that year that I wanted to do a full the next year, so I think we booked in like December, but I didn't want to be doing training all the way through summer, so we kind of picked an early-ish one, so I went June. I think we looked at Bolton Ironman, but I think I was busy that week, in England, so we decided to go abroad.
The other thing was with Klagenfurt, Austria, was there were 175 places available for the Ironman World Championship.
Yes.
So each Ironman event, there are places available up for grabs for the Ironman World Championship, weren't there? And there were 175, which is a large number.
Yeah, huge.
So we settled on that, and
it was the first year that we were doing it. I didn't have any kind of intention about reaching the World Championship. It's always been like a bit of a dream, but just like because obviously you hear about it and you get the bug about it. So we just thought if we're going to have a better chance of getting it, may as well go for it. And it's a lovely place.
So you had a 16-18 wing plan?
Yeah.
So explain where that came from.
So Richard Mason, who's obviously used to be sort of like big into the Colts, like done the World Championships twice.
Yeah, very experienced in triathlon, fitness instructor.
Yeah, couldn't thank him enough for everything he kind of gave. It was very sort of like
he gave you a structured plan, didn't he?
Yeah, so he sent me a plan every week of basically what I needed to be doing, like based on your wattage, like your running, swimming, just different sort of training exercises. It was just easy to follow, like the best thing I could have done for my training.
Yeah.
I know they do have more like advanced stuff, which is like can be quite expensive, where like they're doing it online and stuff. But I didn't need that. Like I'm not there to win, so it was just to get in shape and give me the best chance of getting around.
Yeah, so typically you do what? You'd swim, run, cycle.
So you probably swim 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And then like Richard's thing was basically just big on brick runs, so cycle then run, like getting used to the transition of cycling to
doing
running.
both.
Yeah, and then so you do like one long ride, and then you do like 3 rides. With a brick run after or something like that, and then obviously like one long run to get the miles in the legs for the long.
So we went to Austria.
Yeah.
And we did Klagenfurt.
Yeah.
It's a great event to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's a lake swim, but you swim out into the lake and then you come back and you swim up a canal, don't you, at the end, which is quite a unique thing. So it's a pretty amazing event, wasn't it?
Yeah, I couldn't recommend it enough. It's a really good swim in the lake, really picturesque, and then the bike, rather than because a lot of the Ironmans they do like loops, which can be quite congested. And obviously, you only see one route kind of thing. Whereas this is like kind of loops,
figure of 8 thing.
Figure of 8, but you do 100 miles, all different roads. So really, really impressive.
And then the run went into town and back out, didn't it? So it was quite good for sort of being able to view But so and you did a good time too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Really, for your first Ironman, what was it? Just under 10 hours?
Yeah, no, it was 9. Yeah, I wouldn't know exactly.
9:50, something like that.
It was good.
Yeah.
Like it was good. I was fittest I've ever been then.
Yeah. And that got you 13th in your age group,
13th in the age group, and then obviously
which got you a slot.
Yeah, so one of the like guaranteed slots, because obviously there was like, I don't know, say 13 per age group or whatever, depending on how many are actually competing at the time.
How many entered?
Yeah. In your age group.
Yeah. So the 65 to 69, where there would be fewer entries, might only have one
Two
or two.
or three, yeah.
Whereas in your 25 to 29, your age group, there were 15 slots, and you got one of those. So with your first Ironman, and then you're off to Nice. And this I don't know if you can see this. So, which was an unbelievable. I think the great thing about being affiliated to a club, in this case the Colts, was when we went out to Nice, there were actually 4 or 5 others that had qualified at various age groups, something from the Colts.
Yeah.
And you all met, and I think that was really helpful, really, wasn't it? You went out and did the sort of early morning swims, and you
some like really experienced people helping.
Learned a lot from them.
Yeah. But obviously, I think like going back to the thing. So how it works is they have like a presentation ceremony at the end. And they just call people up, and you go down, you register your name if you're interested to get a slot, because obviously they have roll downs and stuff, but I kind of knew that was guaranteed on anyway, but they did have roll downs as well.
Yeah.
So even if you don't get it, you can always go and potentially get a slot.
Yeah.
It's not cheap,
No.
but it's definitely worth it if you get like the opportunity to go. Obviously Nice isn't like the Kona, so there's a bit more opportunity to get in a slot.
Yeah.
But like the experience was unbelievable, and it was more affordable to get to. And stuff,
it was. So 2023, which is when you did this, was the first time they'd had the Ironman World Championship in Nice, because it always takes place in Hawaii, as you'd said. But it was tough, wasn't it? So it was. I mean, this is a graphic of the event, isn't it? So the swim was out and back. It was out in the sea, wasn't it? Out and back. And then the bike was a hilly course, wasn't it? It was a hilly course on the bike, and then you basically run up and down the prom on Nice prom. But it was hot, wasn't it? It was high 20s.
Yeah.
It was a hilly course, and you did 11:04. So it just shows you the difference, really, doesn't it? You've done under 10 in Austria. 11:04.
Swim's good though.
Yeah, your swim was under an hour.
So the thing is with swim as well, as a lot of people were speaking about, is it was too hot for a wetsuit, so that kind of gives you an indication of how hot it was. I wouldn't know the degrees of what it was.
So basically,
Stato will be able to know it.
Basically, from a safety perspective, when the water temperature gets up to a certain level, Ironman dictate that you can't wear a wetsuit for safety reasons.
Which is obviously like the wetsuit keeps you buoyant, so it makes it a lot easier to swim.
So where did you ended up wearing a wetsuit? Didn't you? So it was a non-wetsuit.
Non-wetsuit,
right? Okay.
So I just had to do it in my tri-suit, which is why I was. But obviously you go out and in, so I must have got a bit of current speed there. But I think that was probably better than Klagenfurt's.
Yeah,
but the bike.
Obviously, the bike was 6 hours 17.
About an hour longer, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was
tough uphill.
But it was a lot of hills, wasn't
it?
Yeah, but you did well. 340 on the.
I'll tell you what though, it was a lovely bike course. Like, if anyone wants to like Nice, I would definitely do that Ironman or the half again. The bike course was unbelievable.
It was up into the hills.
And you drove it with me.
It was great, and this is obviously you crossing the finish line.
Just about.
Just about making it over the finish line. Great event. So. That was 23.
Yeah.
So then it was like, right, 24, another Ironman. You signed up with Copenhagen, wasn't it, in 24?
Yeah.
So that was in August 24. Yeah. Copenhagen, what a beautiful city.
Yeah, unbelievable.
But you had quite a few of your friends came over to that one, didn't they? So you had a bit of an audience for that one.
Yeah.
And it didn't go so well. Just explain what happened at Copenhagen then in 24.
So, like I say, affordable place to get to, which meant that obviously friends and family could come. Great city, unbelievable, quick course as well. Like obviously, I didn't feel the benefits of it, but you kind of once you get a feel for it, you go out on the bike around the course and stuff, and like you just know if it's going to be quick or not. So I had the confidence of kind of going there, looking at going to sub 10 again, but I got like just got ill. And like the day before, it was like sickness and diarrhea, so it was awful.
We didn't really get to the bottom of what that was, but you had done.
No.
So the swim was a lagoon indoor, wasn't it? It was indoor.
Jellyfish, lots of jellyfish.
So whether and you also went practicing in there. So whether that caused you the illness.
Yeah, because we ate all the same food together. It's like family and friends. No one else got sick.
There was no other obvious reason,
but I couldn't keep anything down. Like the night before, I didn't eat any carbs.
So it was touch and go whether you were going to start.
Yeah,
but you did start.
Swim was like all right. I remember I was being sick up my breakfast in the swim though, so I kind of knew I was in for a long day after that. Ended up going to the toilet in transition one. Transition one must have taken me 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Trying to put a tri-suit on when you're already wet, it's a fucking nightmare. So yeah, that wasn't easy. And then on the bike, I got like halfway around the bike, and then obviously that's when I had to go to the toilet, and then it just was all a bit of a...
And you'd run out of energy because nothing was staying in. You used up all the stored energy, so you
first half of the bike was good.
You just hit a wall, really, didn't you?
Yeah, it was all... I couldn't actually... So I've obviously got a time trial bike. I was borrowing one at the time, wasn't I?
Yeah.
And then I couldn't get in the aero position because like my belly was like... So I just basically was on this time trial bike just to go in as a normal bike. So it was just got round. It was actually not bad because it's a quick course. Like if you're looking for
you were still wasn't too bad.
If you're looking for a beginner's like course to go, it was decent. Like it's nothing technical. It was like it was good. It was a good course. And then the run was just
shocking.
It was a walk.
Yeah.
So luckily they have have aid stations every sort of 1.5 miles, and I couldn't if I ran anything over like a 12-minute mile, I'd just need a toilet instantly. So I just had to walk, basically speed walk the whole way. Didn't take anything on. I was eating like Ritz crackers from the side, and it was just a very, very long day, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you finished.
Yeah.
So you did about 13 hours, something like that, wasn't it?
It was less than 30.
Was it?
But that seems quick. But when you look at the course and the other times, it's not. It's probably last
So
but the it was just But it was a good experience.
Absolutely.
And I think I'm a bit tight, so once you pay the money for it, if you're paying, I'm leaving with that medal basically.
Yeah.
So
and the whole thing about Ironman is it's just
doesn't matter
for yourself.
It's about getting around.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's kind of why I'm glad I had that experience as well. It's kind of maybe a bit less bothered about.
So just very quickly then, we're it's now a week to go. So a week tomorrow you'll be racing at Le Sable d'Olonne.
Le Sable d'Olonne. Yeah.
What are your expectations then?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Obviously, I've done I focused a lot of my training from January to April on a marathon.
You ran the Manchester Marathon. Yeah,
ran Manchester Marathon with the aim of getting a PB there, and then. So I just didn't do much cycling and swimming. So the last sort of 6 to 8 weeks have just been trying to get miles in the saddle and swimming as well, like a few open water swims. So I don't really have many expectations. It depends on the course.
Yeah,
I think we'll find out more about the course when we get there.
Yes, we will.
So I don't.
Hopefully nearer 10 than 13.
Yeah. 100%. But you never know in the day, do you?
No.
Like after what happened in Copenhagen, it's just is what it is. Just got to go and enjoy the experience. I think.
Absolutely. So okay, so I think that we're done for part 2.
Episode 2, yeah.
So we'll be filming again when we get into France later in the week. So we'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.